الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. So, as we know that our curriculum now, we're going to do Tafseer according to the revelation, right? So, according to the what you see in the Quran or called Mus'haf, is according to Tartib, from Al-Fatiha, Al-Baqarah, Imran until An-Nas. But this one, from the revelation that was revealed to Muhammad in 23 years. Right? Start by what surah, the first one? Iqra. Right? The second one is Surah Al-Qalam, and then Mudaththir, and then Muzammil. I'll continue. And remember the reason for that, because Quran came to reform, individual reform, social reform, and political reform. Surah, according to revelation, is start by individual reform, because you cannot change the social, other people, unless we first change. So tonight is the second of Tafseer Surah Al-Qalam, starts from ayah 8 until 16. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فلا تطع المكذبين ودوا لو تدهن فيدهنون فلا تطع كل حلاف مهين هماز مشاء بنميم مناء للخير معتد أثيم عتل بعد ذلك زنيم أن كان ذا مال وبنين إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا قال أساطير الأولين سنسمه على الخرطوم فلا تطع المكذبين ودوا لو تدهن فيدهنون ولا تطع كل حلاف مهين هماز مشاء بنميم مناء للخير معتد أثيم عتل بعد ذلك زنيم أن كان ذا مال وبنين إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا قال أساطير الأولين سنسمه على الخرطوم. Okay, one more. فلا تطع المكذبين وَدُّوا لَوْ تُدْهِنُ فَيُدْهِنُونَ وَلَا تُطِعْ كُلَّ حَلَّافٍ مَّهِينٍ هَمَّازٍ مَّشَّاءٍ بِنَمِيمٍ مَّنَّاعٍ لِّلْخَيْرِ مُعْتَدٍ أَثِيمٍ عُتُلٍّ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ زَنِيمٍ أَن كَانَ ذَا مَالٍ وَبَنِينَ إِذَا تُتْلَى عَلَيْهِ آيَاتُنَا قَالَ أَسَاطِيرُ الْأَوَّلِينَ سَنَسِمُهُ عَلَى الْخُرْطُومِ. So, Surah Al-Qalam, as we know from the beginning, is talk about how Allah defending Muhammad SAW. Right? Because after he did receive the first revelation, what did people call him? Majnun. He's crazy. Because now he speak with the language that not used to. That means everybody 40 years know how did Muhammad speak. But no, this is a trend. You should be possessed. Right? And Allah answered, said, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. Muhammad, you are not crazy because you have high standard in what? In moral. Because the one have good akhlaq, he cannot match with the crazy. A crazy person, right, cannot have good conduct. You know, he talk by himself, he laugh. It's not much, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala defending Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay. In this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starting that Muhammad fala tuti. So do not obey. Right? Al-Mukaththibin, the deniers, the liars. People, what you call, especially the leaders of the Quraysh, they always said Muhammad Majnoon, also Muhammad is liar. Right? Mukaththib, right? The one who said, you liar. Kadhib is liar. But Mukaththib, he accused somebody liar. So Mukaththibin. Right? So Muhammad, don't worry about them. Don't listen to them. Don't obey them. But it's still not only for Muhammad, for us. People will tell you, Islam is, it's not true religion. People will mention also, write the book, everything, negative about Islam. But Allah said, don't listen to them. Right? So, He said, lying is the complete opposite of truth. Right? So anything that is untrue and deliberately intended to mislead another person is lie. Right? An example. If I said last week, Super Bowl, Kansas City lost. It's true or untrue? Untrue, so I'm liar. Right? But if my wife, the one who said it, right, and she did not watch that football, and then Sister Wawung asked her, I said, who did win? I said, foreigners. Did she lie? She lied too because she didn't know and then she said. So lying can be not opposite the truth, or you didn't know but you say it. That's considered lie also. Yeah? What are the motive of liar? When you lie, what's the motive? It should be canceling the truth. Because if they find out, you'll be in trouble. I have to lie. Right? Like your wife asked you to buy something in Safeway, and you forgot. And your wife got get angry. Said, honey, where's that? Oh, Safeway is closed. Safeway 24 hours. Right? Or the second motive, cheating and deceiving others. Like Shaitan, when said to Iblis, when said to Adam and Hawa, what is it? Right? Hal adullukum ala shajaratil khuldi. Hey Adam, this tree is eternal tree. That's the reason Allah said don't eat. Because if you eat from this tree, you become eternal, like God. Aw takuna minal malakin, you become like angel. That's deceiving, right? Yeah. Or short-term worldly gain. Like you sometime to be witness. I give you $10,000, but please witness against the others. You gain something. Or maybe in sometime, like you are maybe scholars, and somebody need a fatwa from you to make this thing halal. Yeah, it could be. People can buy and sell the fatwa. Right? So therefore said, as-sidqu munajjin. If you are always truthful, you'll be safe. And Imam Shafi'i, when he traveling to Yemen, his mother gave him money, and he put him in the backpack. And then on the way, there was a gangster and stopped him. Where are you going? Yemen. What's that in your backpack? He said, money. Money? How much? 100 dinar. 100 dinar? You're not worried? We are gangs. I said, no. Because my mom said, don't lie. That was her advice. And these gangs said, man, we are for years. I am almost 50, you are 40, and we almost lie, we steal, we oppress people. And this boy, 7 years old, he's not scared even. And they follow him. He becomes student, right? But there is certain time that we can lie. 3 times or 3 situations. Number 1, during the war, right? If you're captured by the enemy, how many with you? We have 1,000 by example. Only 10 people. Where are they? Is it in the south? They are in the north. During the war is okay. What's the second you can lie? Huh? To reconcile, to put together 2 brother or sister who are fighting. You can lie. For example, you meet A, I just met your friend. He said he missed you. What? Yeah. And he admitted that everything that happened because of him. Are you sure? I said, yeah. And then he said to the B the same. It's Allah in Islam. The reward if you put people who are fighting together, every second, every step that you spend it, Allah reward you. And better than pray all night. Subhanallah. So when you see 2 brothers not talking, try to come forward. Right? Because some people, when they are fighting, they put the fuel. You're right, man. Don't talk to him. It's not good. Right? And the last, so you can lie during the war to reconcile 2 brother or sister. And number 3, husband and wife. Husband wife can be husband wife for the others. For example, you was fighting, and then your mother-in-law come. You pretend that you are in good mood. Hi, honey, your mother's coming, right? And then your mom asks you, how's your husband? Oh, thank God, he's a good husband. It's okay. Or your wife asks you, when she married, mashallah, no, she gained weight a little bit. I said, honey, what do you think about me? Why, you still like before. You can lie. She cooked something and you don't like it. Honey, how did you cook that? I never eat food like this. Right? The same with the husband, right? That's okay in Islam. Yeah? But beside that, you cannot. Right? So, fala tuti'il mukadzibin. Muhammad, don't worry. Don't obey the liar. Waddu law tudhinu fayudhinun. Waddu means they would like. Would. Right? Law tudhinu. If you can compromise. So they would compromise. So that means after a while, when Muslim numbers increasing, so some Quraysh said, I think let we make a deal with Muhammad, a barter, right? So some of them come, hey Muhammad, you are Quraysh, we are Quraysh, we are the same tribe, we live in Makkah, I know we have problem because of new religion. How about, 1 week you worship our God, next week we worship your God. That's compromise. Right? And because of that, Allah revealed what? قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ لَا أَعْبُدُ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. Say, O Muhammad, all the disbelievers, La a'bud. I will not worship ma ta'budun, what you worship. Wala antum, and you don't need to worship what we worship. Right? In the end said, Lakum dinukum yadin. For you, your religion, for us, my religion. For us. Don't bother us, as you believe. Because, when you barter, when you, in principle, in religion, you want to make deal, that means what? You are not sure, right? That means what you believe is not sure. So because you can leave them. You can leave your God and worship the other God. Right? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the word here in Arabic in present tense and future. La a'budu. So that means there is no barter, there is no compromise when it comes to religion, now and future. Because they could come to us, look, we live in this country, I would like to join your Eid al-Fitr, but please join the Christmas. It's the same. I said, no, la abudu ma ta'budu. They can do that, but we Muslims cannot do that. Right? Right? We're going to say Happy Eid, but you have to say Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas. You cannot. Right? So the ayah was tied us. He didn't say ma abadtum, but la a'budu. Present and future. Right? So, there's two words in Arabic. The Quran used the word duhun, tudhinu. Don't also mean oil, because oil something to beautify something, right? To make what soft, licin, soft, right? Difference between Arabical al-mudara, diplomacy, and mudahana, right? A delusion. Mudara, diplomacy, is okay in Islam, as long as not in principle. Like in the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, remember that? When Ali wrote, this is the agreement between Muhammad Rasulullah and Suhail. Suhail said, what? Rasulullah? No. I don't believe in Rasulullah. Ali said, he is Rasulullah. And Rasulullah, he couldn't read, right? Ali, where is the word Rasulullah? This one. Rasulullah erased it. Okay, so I said, the agreement between Muhammad bin Abdullah. Okay, I'm agree. So Muhammad what? This is diplomacy, not compromise, because not in principle. And then he said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. What this is? Right? Ali said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rasulullah said, Ali, where's the word Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim? This one. Rasulullah erased. Yeah? Bismillahumma. That's the Arab used to be. It's okay. Yeah? So this is called what? Mudarah. So as long as not in principle, in Islam, it is good. Right? But mudahana, that's the word here, compromise here, to sacrifice the deen for the dunya. Ibrahim alayhis salam sacrificed what? His own son. For what? For the deen. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because some people, the opposite. Sacrifice the deen. Right? I don't want to tell my boss I'm a Muslim. Or I have to go to Jummah. Because maybe they fire me. Right? So you sacrifice Jummah, that's deen. Right? To keep the job, for example. Right? That's called al-mudahana. We are commanded to do mudarah. This mudarah is good by spending some of our wealth, time, ability to guide people. For example, in order to encourage people to come, you invite non-Muslims with the food. Right? Or you distribute, like in Wuhan, no? In Wuhan, this is the best time for dawah for the Muslim in China. Because Alhamdulillah, did you watch last Friday that many Chinese communists, he joined the Salat on Jummah and asked Muslim to make dua for them. And the Muslim distribute the, mosque, the food, right? This is called mudarah, diplomacy. Good, right? So therefore, when the MSA invited me to give lecture Islam 101, he said, invite me on the lunch time and put free lunch. The student come. So for student, they have free lunch. Their intention for lunch is good, right? This is okay, called mudarah. Yeah? But we are not allowed to do mudahana because we'll weaken our deen in the end, right? So therefore, why in Christianity become weak? Because wrote mudahana. Sheikh Zaid Shakir used to be, he's Christian, he's minister. The story why there is a piano in the church, the band, because he said the church empty. So how to attract the youth? Music. Right? But in the end, what happened? The ritual is gone. They only have what? Every day become music. neither even the youth nor not even come. So for example, we not too much good in masjid, let me make also band in masjid. Right? In order to bring youth, for example. In Islam, no. You cannot do mudahana. Right? There's no bargaining in religion. Bargaining in what? In business. You can do bargaining. Yeah? Or maybe something like many Indonesian, yeah? Many Indonesian, for example. Indonesian, I am Indonesian, there is a culture in Indonesia. And we have wedding, and in some area, that the woman, when wearing the clothes, woman, they open here. Oh, this open. Apa-apa is okay, it's culture. No, it's haram. Right? Or we have Indonesian cultures for promotion, right? And they call Bali dancing. Not Bali, but Bali. Bali mean, if you go Bali, this woman is all here, right? Open. Or maybe you have in Bangladesh, you have in right? Yeah. So that's forbidden. Yeah. So three example of against mudahana, right? So during Rasulullah SAW, people ask for compromise, bargaining. Yeah. The first one when Abu Talib asked Muhammad SAW to stop his da'wah. So what happened? They call Abu Talib. Who's Abu Talib? His uncle. Abu Talib is the leader. It's Banu Hashim. They call him and they asked him to talk to Muhammad and offer something. So Abu Talib came. Yeah. He said, "Ya Muhammad, these people, they are angry. So can you stop what you're doing?" Right? I think it's good I can bring you his dialogue.
Who protected him when he was a child will protect him still. They say the God of Moses spoke to him out of a burning bush.
If you do not restrain your nephew, then we will.
This Abu Jahal.
Dividing the city.
This Abu Talib, yeah.
He's dividing the generations, child against parent.
The young are listening to him. He attracts the young.
We are Arabs.
Abu Sufyan.
We obey our fathers. Our children cannot be our teachers.
How can we accept that a man we met in the street yesterday can be some God's prophet today?
Dead bones can live again, he says. Because he who created man can also make man return from the dead, he says.
The gods might leave us and give their benefits to another city.
Tell him, we will give him authority, position, the keys to the Kaaba, and money, what money he wants. Tell him, we will give him anything he wants.
Mohammed, spare yourself. And me. Do not put a greater burden on an old man than he can bear. In your childhood, you were in my arms. I cannot now see you hurt. If you refuse them, they will hurt you. He said this to me. Were they to put the sun in my right hand and the moon in my left, I would not renounce my message, which is from God.
When I'm dead, you may do as you please. But whilst I'm alive, you'll obey your father.
Why do you hurt our father?
So this is called mudahana. Right? They all ask compromise Muhammad, stop what you're doing. I'll give you money, give you everything. Yeah? What Muhammad said? Oh my uncle, if you put the sun on my right and the moon on my left, I will not give up. Either I'm die or Islam continue. What is significant of the sun and the moon? Anybody? Day and night. They think what? I will not stop day and night to continue this message. Yeah? So after a while, they send again a name by name Utbah bin Rabi'ah. They offer him wealth, position, woman, right? Or maybe Muhammad is crazy, being the best doctor, right? But the answer was different. So Muhammad SAW recited to them, he said, Rasulullah, you know, he is very polite, he was listening. After he offered all this, he said, are you finished? He said, yes. Would you like to listen? He said, yes. He said, Hamim, Tanzilum min ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Kitabun fussilat ayatuhu, Qur'anan Arabiyan liqawmi ya'lamun, فإن أعرضوا فقل أنذرتكم صائقة مثل صائقة عاد وثمود. Said Hamim, Tanzilun, this Quran come from Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Allah the most gracious, most merciful. Kitabun, a book, right? Fussilat is perfected, right? I would like to give an example how Quran is perfect. I was giving short khatira in the morning about the secret of number 10 in the Quran. Number what? 10. Allah swear with number 10. Wal fajri wal layalin ash. 10. Right? Al hasanatu bi ashri amthaliha. If you do one good deed, how much you will get reward? 10. Why 10? Not 15. Not 9. Right? Tilka asharatun kamila. Allah mentioned the word number 10 about 20 times in the Quran. Right? If you read Quran, Alif, Lam, Mim. How much you get Alif?
10.
Lam? 10. Mim? 10. Why 10, 10? Subhanallah. In that ayah I mentioned, Allah swear with the 10 of Dhul Hijjah, right? 10 Dhul Hijjah. 10 Dhul Hijjah. What people do in the 10 of Dhul Hijjah? Sacrifice. Qurban. Right? In which surah talk about Qurban? Surah Al-Kawthar. Fasalli li rabbika wanhar. Wanhar means slaughter. Wanhar. Right? Do you know that the word kalima in Surah Al-Kawthar contain 10 words? Inna a'tainaka al-Kawthar is 10 words. And then the word fasalli li rabbika wanhar, pray and slaughter, right, is contain 10 huruf, 10 letters. All 10. Right? You know, when you read that, wait a minute, what kind of book is it? Right? This Quran said, Fussirat ayatu. The verse of Quran is perfected. Somebody was challenging, said, Quran is miracle, yeah. Can you prove that every surah of Quran is miracle? So the Sheikh was, because we have computer now, and then he found, yes. He said, in every surah, there is a word, right, not in the other surah. Yes, I mean? In every surah, there is a word that you can find in the surah. For example, in Surah Al-Fatiha, right, Iyaka nasta'in. Only in Surah Al-Fatiha. You alone will ask for help. Khalas. You will not find in other surah that word Iyaka nasta'in. Because Rahman Rahim you can find every surah, right? But Iyaka, you alone will ask for help. Look like Allah said to us, when you ask, don't ask anybody. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? In Surah Al-Ikhlas, there is 3 words you can find another surah. What's that? As-Samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. You not find. In surah, for example, Al-Baqarah, about 600, so more than 600 words, you will not find in another surah. Every surah has special. Like Surah Kawthar only that. Abtar only in that. Right? That's one of the miracles. And also the name of surah. Very interesting. Al-Baqarah, At-Teen. You don't find the word teen, for example, in the surah. Right? So therefore, one way to increase iman is by looking to the Quran in that area. You will say, oh, man, right? How human being can do that? Yeah. So that's about mudahana. Wala tuti kulla halafim mahin. And do not obey any veil swearer. Tuti means do not obey kulla, every halaf. Halaf in Arabic means you swear. Or qasama. Halaf, the one who swear a lot. Right? Now question to you. When people swear a lot, why is it?
It's a lie.
It's a lie. Because you always think that people I'm lying. So I have to swear. And people who swear a lot, that means he put down Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahi, wallahi, wallahi. Every second, wallahi. Right? Because to Allah, nothing. Because in Islam, the only time you have to swear when you challenge. I didn't do it. It's not me. I swear, I'm swear. But every small thing swear, right? So be something wrong. Yeah? And also, what you call? The Quran said halaf because the Arab, this is a custom in Arab. You know, if you go to Arab country, people, wallahi, wallahi, right? So people say, wallahi, become easy, right? Because when you swear, number one, you cannot swear except with Allah's name, right? Because you cannot, I swear with the moon, I swear with the star. You cannot do it. I swear with Donald Trump. You cannot do it. Right? Swear has to be the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And then swear, if you are swear for something, and then if you try to break the swear, you have to do something, you have to pay something. Yeah? So, for example, I swear I will never come to my uncle's house. And it's haram, right? But it's haram. But to break that swear, what you have to do? You have to fast. Fast 3 days. Or feed 10 people. Right? And you have to do that. Yeah? The Quran said, بَلِ الْإِنسَانُ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ بَصِيرٌ. A man will be evident against himself. وَلَوْ أَلْقَوْا مَعَاذِيرُ. Even he has present his excuses. You know, when people lie and then swear, he said that his eyes, his brain is not comfortable. Look at when people lie and swear. Look at his eyes. You know, sometimes people swear and lie to his wife and lie looking at him. What happened? Oh man, maybe she know. Just look. Right? So therefore, the one who have anxiety in their life is hypocrite. Because when you are hypocrite, you always doubt that people might be know you. Before you talk, you open the window. People doubt. You come home, you know, your husband stare at you. Oh, maybe he know. Maybe he read my message. Yeah, you doubt. وَلَا تُطِي كُلَّ حَلَّافٍ مَهِينٍ. Mahin mean is hina. Mahin mean you are humiliated. Because if you swear, you lie, and then discover what happened. But you know, very interesting. The Prophet said, the sign of the sign of the judgment, he said, the one who will lie a lot, he will become the leader. Subhanallah. That's in the hadith. If you are truthful, there's a king, he have 2 ministers, and he asked him about him. What do you think about me? You know, positive, negative. So he mentioned everything good, and also, king, you know, you have some weakness here. He asked the second minister, what do you think? Oh, you are perfect, 100%. The next day, the king fired the first minister, the one who mentioned the truth. So he advised her, so why you fire him? He's good, he's truthful. Yeah, but it's dangerous. We cannot deal with him. You know, better we deal with the liars because it's easy. And then he said, so what do you think? He asked the advisor. He said, sir, you are too high. I cannot judge you. Who am I? He said, you know, I know you are a hypocrite. But it's good. I need a liar and hypocrite can work with me. The truthful, difficult. It is true, man. No, if you lie a lot, and not such a lie, and then you believe it. You know, in the end you'll believe it. And people accept it. Subhanallah. This is what the hadith mentioned. Right? Hammazim Masha'im binamim. Hammaz is backbiter. Hamaza means when you stab somebody from behind. Because when somebody backbite, what do you mean? Behind you. Like he stab you behind you. But with the wood. Right? Masha'in, spreader. Masha means you walking. He liked to walk to every house to spread the cylinder, namim. That's the hobby. And now you don't need to go every house. Just go to group, WhatsApp group. He will send to 100 people at the same time. Yeah? Hamas. He is the one who loves to spread rumors. So he's like itchy. If one day he didn't send a hawk, he couldn't sleep. Try to find something. Yeah? Subhanallah. Somebody come to a wise man. He said, his teacher said, sir, did you know one of the students is talking about you? And he said, I will test you with the 3 filters. So what do you mean? Yeah, if you can answer this question, and then you can tell me what he said about me. What did he say? It is true or not? I'm not sure. I hear from somebody else. Okay, that's good. Second filter, he said, it is good or bad? Or bad. Right? It is beneficial or not? No. Subhanallah. So you're going to tell me something you're not sure, and also not good, not benefit me. Why you tell me? Right? So next time if somebody come to you, also you test with that. Right? Brother Sham, do you know that? You test him. You know? Yeah. So, you know, last week we have a Super Bowl. And I text somebody, I said, please send ta'ziyah to Brother Sham. Condolence, because he lost. And he forgot, he said, who passed away? He's not here today. Yeah. Right? So Hamas, this is what you call, you know, before maybe if you backbite, you can backbite limited to certain people who are there. But no, it's dangerous. If you backbite, you can spread back your backbiting to the around the world. So be careful. Be careful what you posted, what you send. Because maybe you die and they still circulate. And all is lying. Can you imagine? You should have sadaqah jariyah, you have sayyah jariyah. People still reading your what you posted. Yeah. Yeah. So it's Abu. Inshallah we pause for prayer Maghrib. His companion said, Rasulullah, what you did that? Because I heard they were screaming. Allah has been punished these two people because they thought this is small thing. In this life, they thought small thing. And because of that sin, he is being punished now. Number one, the one who didn't care about when he do number one. So he didn't clean very well. Just be careful, huh? So he always clean with the water. This is called istinja. Second one, because he used to backbite. And they thought this is a small thing. Backbiting is taking our good deed. Right? Because when people backbite, spread rumors in the community, what happened? Everybody was suspicious of one another. The life is not good. Right? Rasulullah SAW used to say to his companion, please don't tell anything negative about my companion. So when I come to you, I have clean heart. You know, for example, before I come to this class, somebody come to me. Brother Imam, yeah. You know the guy who always comes to Tafseer? Yeah. Oh man. And what happened when I give lecture? Oh, that's man. That's right. So my mind is. Remember a story about a student when he did steal the watch of one student. Remember the story? So he said, I lost my watch. And then the teacher, he asked all students, you know, to go to the wall like this, and then like this. And he checked one by one. The one who did steal, he was, oh man. Because in his pocket now. Alas, my life is end. Where am I going to put my face now? To my parents, to all students. Right? It's better I have to kill myself, something like that. So, then after I finished, I sit down. Right? And then he said, after finished everything, he didn't tell about the watch, right? But he tell the one who lost the watch, said, just wait. Said, I found the watch. He said, fast 30 years, right? Fast 30 years. One day there's a doctor, he gave lecture in the seniors. And he looked at, and after lecture, he approached him. He said, sir, you remember me? He's doctor, he's a successful man now. I said, who? Remember, that day when I did steal the watch? I said, no. Are you sure? You took from my pocket. Right? Thank you very much. You didn't tell anybody. And because of you, you keep secret. Who am I now? I become successful. If you embarrass me on that time, my life will be end. You know what the teacher said? Anybody remember? Said I was close my eyes too. So I didn't know who did steal. I closed my eyes. Because if the teacher opened the eyes, the teacher always what? Have this kind of negative feeling to this person. Be like the teacher. Right? So brothers, alhamdulillah, today we have a great guest. Brother Haider going to introduce him, inshallah. So inshallah we have 10 minutes. He's ambassador and he has been here. And we are lucky today. So inshallah, the remaining of Tafseer, I will ask him to stand up, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. We're lucky to have among us Ambassador Ibrahim Rasool. He was the ambassador to South African ambassador to United States during the Obama time. He has been here with us before on a few occasions. He was also one of the khatibs for the Eid al-Adha when Sheikh Joban was in Hajj. Hope that he will come back for coming Eid as well. So I want to, since he's here, he's on a visit for a retreat in Seattle. So we had the opportunity to bring him here. With that, I will ask him to say a few words, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursaleen. Sayyidina wa nabiyyina wa maulana Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Fadilatul Sheikh, leaders of MAPS, the congregation, my brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I have just stepped off a few hours ago from a 24-hour flight from Cape Town to Seattle. But even if you are very tired, you cannot sleep until at least the Maghrib waqt. Because then you can make jam and then you can go and sleep, inshallah. But I have allowed myself to be persuaded by Haider Ali and the Imam to at least greet the community. But I was very intrigued in the few seconds that we listened to what this topic is about gossiping. And I often think that the condition of the Ummah, the community of Muslims globally, when we see it on television, we see it in the form of occupation. Other countries are occupying our countries. We see it in the form of violence done to us, drone attacks and so forth. We see it in the form of Islamophobia, discrimination against us by virtue of our religion and our belief in the Tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Risalah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But you know, the words of the Quran are eternally true. Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma biqawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim. Allah does not change the condition of a people until they change that which is within themselves. The precondition for external change is internal change. And sometimes a component of internal change is strengthening ourselves. I once met Sheikh Raid Salah, who was the leader of the 1948 Muslim community, internal in the state of Israel, the Muslims, the Palestinians living in Israel, and he was the leader, Sheikh Raid Salah. And I had him at my official residence in Cape Town when I was the governor of the Western Cape. And he was a faithful, optimistic person, despite the difficulties of the Palestinians. And we said, Sheikh, how do the Palestinians manage this? And he says, the Palestinians never make dua that Allah must lighten their load. The Palestinians make dua that Allah must strengthen their shoulders to carry the load. And so, partly, the internal change is about strengthening ourselves so that we can carry the loads with which we are challenged. Sometimes it is about becoming more pious, more observant of our religious obligations, fasting more, praying more regularly, getting up for tahajjud, making adhkar, making salawat, and those are all important components. But what I think the Sheikh has reminded us here is that there are little things that we do to weaken the ummah and to weaken our community and to weaken our family. And it is sometimes in those little things about watching our tongues that we participate in the way in which, as an ummah, we are weak. So often we are the conveyors of gossip through what appears to be storytelling. Sometimes we endorse wrong things by listening to things uncritically. Sometimes we even enjoy the misfortunes of others. And we forget in Surah Hujurat the injunction that speaking ill about others is like consuming their flesh. It's like eating the dead meat of your brother or your sister. But it has become so natural to us that we don't even see it as wrong anymore. And sometimes we are so busy speaking the high politics of the world that we forget the minor misdemeanors amongst ourselves. And so I'm so happy that you come to a gathering like this and we're dealing with it, because we are easy to mobilize the big gatherings when there's injustice to us, the macro injustice, the big injustice. But we participate in the micro injustice. You know, Islam is probably in its theology. Other systems, other communities have had to develop legal systems to sort out the kind of possible litigations between people. But Islam in its theology, in its aqidah, in the way in which it has written its fiqh, has made such a burden of proof on how you tell stories that if you cannot back it up, you've got to be quiet, even if in your mind you are convinced that you have spoken the truth. Even if you believe that someone has made a sexual infraction, if you alone have seen it with your eyes, it is not enough to dishonor someone. You've got to be backed up with another person, just in case that something may have tweaked in your mind that have put a complexion on what you have seen. Or you may not have understood everything in the context of what you have seen. So the burden of proof, even on these minor levels, are such. In fact, in the theology of Islam, if you have been party to a gossip that has hurt someone, the punishment that that person may have received for that crime now falls on the one who has spread it with their tongue. That is how strong we are on this. And therefore part of the reform of the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is that we've got to get these little things amongst us sorted out. That you cannot stand for macro justice when you perpetrate micro injustice. And so those are some of the ways in which we have to change ourselves in order to change our condition. Because the truth of the matter is that vultures, when they attack a herd, they never attack a herd that is together, that is strong. A vulture goes for the one who is weaker, who falls behind, who's already injured. That's who the vulture attacks. And so when we are such easy targets in the world for attack, we've got to ask, if, for example, there's a war in the Middle East and there is an attack, for example, on Iran, the question is, do the attacker or the perpetrator of that violence know that in the macro ummah, in the bigger ummah, some of us even have doubts about whether everything is right about the Aqidah of Shias and so forth and so forth. Because those who attack know about the debates and the names we call each other. And therefore they take a calculated risk, we can attack that one. In the same way, people can make assumptions about deals around Israel-Palestine, knowing that there may be other states in the Middle East who will not have the courage or the conviction to defend the Palestinians. And so they know that there is a gap. And so it is that we have to be able, amongst ourselves, to strengthen ourselves not only in the way in which we carry out our religious obligations, not only in the way in which we strengthen our capacity to take suffering and to endure and to be resilient and to be patient and to be amongst the Sabirin, but it is also in those very small things that we sometimes take for granted, and that the unnatural becomes natural amongst us. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this lesson that the Imam is beginning to teach us, make it real, make us see the relevance of it. These are not just nice stories from the annals of Islam. There's no story in Islam that is just a historical tale. There's always a moral for us. And we need to understand from that how we need to reform our way of doing things, our way of behaving, even. And Allah tests us not with those we like. Allah often tests us with those that we have a problem with. If you can be just to those you have a problem with, you can be just with anyone in the world. If you can withhold yourself from gossiping from the one you hate the most, you will withhold yourself from gossiping completely. If you withhold yourself from lying about the one that it is easy to lie about because it may be a despicable person, you can withhold yourself about lying about anyone. And that is the test of sincerity. Because whatever you may think, you may march for a nation in trouble. You may march for the victims of injustice, the Rohingya. But the test of sincerity is whether you are just in your own life, just towards your wife, just towards your husband, just towards your children, just towards your neighbor, just towards those who work for you. Because if you fail that micro test, there is no way you will pass the macro test. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Jazakallah khair, Ambassador Ibrahim Rasul. May Allah reward you. Very short, but it's beneficial. Right? So he said, if you cannot make someone happy, don't make them sad. Right? So, as Paul was said, if you go to in Egypt, if you drink Nile water, you will come back. Did you drink the water, right? Inshallah, we'll see you again. Yeah, Allah reward you for your effort. Unite Muslims. Alhamdulillah, hamdan ya Rabbana laka alhamdu kama yanbaghi bi jalali wajhika wa 'azimi sultanik. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala sahbihi ajma'in. اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وقنا عذاب النار رب زدنا علما اللهم أكرمنا بالتقوى وزينا بالحلم اللهم اجعل القرآن ربيع قلوبنا ونور بصائرنا وجلاء حزننا وكشف همنا اللهم اهدنا على الإسلام والسنة وتوفنا على الإيمان والتوبة ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله وسلم الحمد لله رب العالمين. See you next week.